Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Louisville. I'm Jody. I'm one of the song leaders. I'm joined today by Scarlett and Zoe. And we've got Connie on piano. JC is joining us on guitar, and he's doing a special music today. We got Rob on drums and Steve on bass. And we invite you to stand as you're able to sing our opening song with us, Home. Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. Although this way is treating us along, just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no attention, they fill you with fear. Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
You may be seated. Good morning, Unity of Louisville. How are you? Good, good, good. My voice has got a little hemorrhage on it. It's on my voice box. So I'm going to Vanderbilt in a few weeks to have them see what kind of little surgery we're going to need on that. So please bear with me as my voice is raspier than even normal. But it's just a joy to have you here today. A beautiful day outside, but more of a beautiful day inside, right here where we are, dwelling deep within our consciousness. We have Reverend Ramisi today to share her love and light with us. Yeah, it's always a beautiful day when we're here with her. So thank you, Ramisi, for saying yes. So it's kind of funny this morning. By the way, I'm Reverend Bobby, the senior minister, and my pronouns are he and him. I got in the mail, I think Thursday or Friday, Bill gave this to me, Bill Kuntz, and it was funny. It was actually a Lent booklet. And I'm like, why are they sending this out so late, right? Lent was way a long time ago. It was. Thank you for that. And then I read it. Release and reimagine. Release and reimagine. How does that look in your life? To just release those things that don't serve us and reimagine a new chapter. How does that feel for our church? To release the things that don't serve us and imagine a new chapter. How about the world? If we could just let go and reimagine. So today, I invite you as we move through this service to let go, release, and reimagine what is possible. The potential and possibility for life, for the world, for this church, and for ourselves. Frank, would you do us the honors for our opening prayer, song bowl, and candle? Thank you.
Good morning. My name's Frank, and I am the ministry leader for the Prayer Chaplain Program, and I'm going to do the opening prayer. I'm going to start out with lighting the candle, which is a symbol of the Christ light that shines in all of us. My pronouns are he and him. And before we ring the bowl, let's all take a couple of deep breaths. And the way we're going to do this is breathe in very deep, hold it, and then exhale very slowly. As we exhale, we're going to release all of the tension in our muscles and release all of the thoughts that are keeping us from being present here right now. Inhale deeply. Hold it. Exhale very, very slowly. Release all of the thoughts that we don't need. And then go ahead and do that one more time. Inhale deeply. Hold it. Exhale very, very slowly. As I ring the prayer bowl, allow the vibrations to center you. And let's become aware of peace, wholeness, and healing. As we recognize that divine spark within us and our connection to the divine, we recognize our connections to one another and that we ourselves are divine beings. And we celebrate this and are grateful for our recognition of the truth that everything is divine and everything is good. And today we recognize the beauty and the power of peace. World peace, and the peace that lies within all of us. And we know that peace is more than something we strive for. Peace is a reality that exists right here, right now. It's more than an ideal, it's a reality. We know that peace comes not by opposing forces, but by integrating things that appear to be polarities. Peace exists in the middle of chaos, conflict, and war. It exists by our ability to integrate these things. It exists by our ability to simply see the truth spiritually and raise our consciousness to who we are. When we see this truth, when we claim this truth, peace is. And this is how we can bring peace in our community, in our home here at Unity of Louisville, and in the world. Through our thoughts and our actions, we bring about the truth of peace. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning. My name is Deanna O'Daniel, and I'll be your service leader today. Let us begin by affirming our vision, our mission, and core values. Please affirm with me our vision: a thriving, inclusive spiritual community where all people awaken, belong, and flourish. Please affirm with me our mission: empowering people to live a spiritual life. Please, Please affirm with me our core values: mindfulness, inclusivity, prosperity, and integrity. Let us also affirm this week's unity principle number 4: prayer and meditation connect and align us to our spiritual nature within God. We invite you to listen and receive what resonates with you, because wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you're welcome here. If you're joining us online, this is a beautiful opportunity to click the share so that more people can experience this time of inspiration and connection. Behind every service at Unity of Louisville is a community of hearts working together. Today's message will be shared by Reverend Ramisi Uwagabi, and we are blessed with the special music of J.C. Reedy. We also give thanks for our music team, hospitality team, audiovisual crew, readers, and every person who quietly supports the spirit of this church. Our prayer chaplains, who are here to pray with you after the service, are wearing their blue prayer shawls. Chaplains, would you please rise so that we can acknowledge you? Let's take a moment to appreciate now the many hands and hearts that make this morning's service possible. This week's ministry highlight is exploring watercolors. On the fourth Tuesday of every month, I personally, Deanna O'Daniel, lead a session of exploring watercolor painting. None of us are experts. We just get together to have a good time as we explore the joys of placing colors on paper, and it just makes us feel so creative. We are not artists. We welcome anybody that would like to join us, and we meet in the Barrett Room, which is the room where Jerry leads his classes, behind the kitchen. And like I said, the fourth Tuesday of the month, but you must call me to make sure that we have enough room for another person, and please bring your own supplies. It's from 2 to 4, fourth Tuesday of the month. And we welcome all creative people. All right, now it's time to greet the first-time visitors. If you're with us for the first time this morning, we're so glad you're here. If you feel comfortable, please raise your hand. Do we have any first-time visitors? Good, we have some. Okay, we'd love to share a small gift with you, which is a candle, to remind you again that the light of God is already shining within you. And for our first-time friends online, just drop your name in the chat so that we can celebrate you as well. You can always learn more about our community at unityoflouisville.org. Now let's turn to our neighbors and greet one another from our seats with a namaste greeting. Peace, peace, peace. At this time, we'll have the reading of the daily word. Would Liz Nussbaum please join us to read the daily word, reminding us that Spirit is with us and uniting us at unity. Is Liz here today? Okay. Who would like to do it? All right. Thank you, Matt. We have it up here? No. Who has Somebody in here has the daily word on them. All right, here we go. Yay, thank you, James. Oh, you'll get it back.
Thank you. Good morning. The daily word for Sunday, July 19th, 2026, is world peace. The peace of my soul brings peace to the world. The Bible's sacred pairings, lions and lambs, swords and plowshares, reveal that peace becomes possible when I and others hold life's polarities in harmony. In harmony. These verses remind me that wholeness arises not from opposition, but from integration. Within all people, strength and tenderness, boundaries and compassion, courage and vulnerability arise from the same divine source. Lion and lamb are not rivals. They are facets of one creation. Sword and plow are not contradictory. They are different tools for transformation. Peace begins when we see that opposites, both within and around us, can be allies rather than adversaries. As this realization takes root, any impulse to defend or harden begins to fade. And from Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4, they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall lift up sword against nation, shall not lift those swords. So, will you affirm with me? The peace of my soul brings peace to the world.
Thank you very much, Matt and James. Okay. Right. We'll see about that. Be on the list. There's a list. Okay, thank you. All right. Now it's time for us to go into our meditation, our meditative part of the service. So let's settle all back down again. As we sing our meditation song, a prayer chaplain will bring forward this week's prayer request.
O heavenly Spirit, who in love abideth, we worship Thee, we praise Thy holy name.
Good morning. World peace. I'll start with peace in my world, peace in my heart. So let us take that into an opportunity to ground and surrender and release into a time of meditation. If you'd like, I invite you to close your outer eyes or soften your gaze. I invite you to uncross your legs, uncross your heart, uncross your minds and thoughts. And take a deep, deep breath with me, breathing in the peace of God and letting go of any tension, any stress, any thoughts of conflict, any worry, doubt, or fear. Take another deep, deep breath and breathing in a greater sense of peace. The peace that is all around us, everywhere present, always available, and releasing anything that blocks us to receive or allow. And as you continue breathing at your normal pace, let each breath be holy. Let each breath bring you back to yourself. The truth of you without heaviness, without concern, without things to attend to. The you in this now moment, awake, aware, in tune with your divine nature. Continue to breathe. Continue to open to the activity of spirit that moves through every part of your body, that moves through every part of your spiritual body. This light, this peace, this love of God moves through our lives, moves out into the world. That peace is always there, regardless of how loud any circumstances or appearances are. And so in this moment, we allow ourselves a moment to sit and rest and know in that peace. And now I invite the prayer chaplains, the oneness blessing givers, the energy workers forward. So you can continue to keep your eyes closed. They are going to surround the sanctuary with energy, healing, and love and light. This is a part of the meditation where we receive on all levels, open to healing and upliftment in all levels. And so now let us take an experience of that peace that is always available, that is here right now. Let us take an experience of that into the silence. down, take another breath. Begin to come back to an awareness of this now space and bringing this sense of lightness and peace in your heart with you as we move through the rest of our service and as you move through the rest of your day. And so it is. Amen.
My name is JC, and if I may, I'd like to share a short story with you, the reason I'm doing this song. Many, many years ago in a land far away, I was an actor and I was on tour with a professional children's theater group. We toured involvement participatory drama for children. And you were out on the road for 3 months, and then you were back in for a month. When you came back in for a month, what they did is have you work at the center in the city I was in. It was a respite care center for the mentally and physically handicapped. When I would come off the road, a little girl, whose name, she'll, I guess, remain nameless, Holly, would come running up to me. I hadn't even, put my suitcase down yet. She'd grab me around the legs, and she would yell, JC, 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 play shower de pee poo. Of course, that just melts your heart. And I go, okay. So in my set list, it literally says shower de pee poo. So I'd like to share that with you now. And please, we get to the chorus. Most of you in here know this. Some of you, your parents weren't even born yet, but that's okay. All right. Are we ready, kids? 1, 2, 1. Play the game, you can act out part, though it wasn't written for you. What you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're ashamed of playing a fool. One thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels right, don't think twice. Help me out here. Shower deep people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things will be so much better if you only will. And shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be so much better if you only will. You can run, you cannot hide. Well, this is widely known. What you plan to do with that foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? You tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what you say about the squeaky wheel always getting a grease. It's better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be so much better if you only will. Do as I say and shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be so much better if you only would. Let's do that again. Shower the people you love with love. Thanks, Rob. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be so much better if you only will. Do as I say and shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be so much better if you only will. Thank you very much, folks. I appreciate that. It's so nice to be in front of an audience that applauds. You know.
Get it. He said shower the people. I didn't understand what he was saying at first, but I get it. Thank you. Peace and blessings. I am so grateful to be here with you today. I am so grateful that you chose to be here with me today. Ooh, go Karen. Hey, girl. Thank you for being here. So, I have had this angst in my belly for last several weeks. It's like this restlessness, this discomfort, this swirling around of things. Can anybody relate? Like a sense of like heaviness and weight and responsibility and all the things. And where I am coming with that is when we think in terms of world peace, it does not look like world peace when you listen to any conversation, see anything on the news, or think about the many things that are going on in life. Does not feel like world peace. So when I think about today and our time together today, Unity was founded on prayer. Unity was founded on spiritual principle. And so I am reminded of the truth that I can tune in and that I have power from where I am right now, and that I can influence without from within. And so when I'm thinking about peace, I want to look at peace in my world and peace in my heart. Can I make room for that? Because the outer feels very big, it feels very real, but can I come back to center that there is one power and one presence, and that I can anchor there? So I want to ask for a bit of grace today, because I'm at the point in my ministerial journey where I am letting go of prepared and polished, and I am stepping into embodied presence. So I have pages, and I have notes, and I have a lot of things swirling around in my head, and I am getting my small self out of the way, and I am opening to what is ready to be said, what is ready to be experienced, and what is ready to come, which is God's will and not mine. So I pray that your heart receives something today that it needs. I have no idea what that is. And if I say something that is not for you, don't blame me, because I'm listening to higher spirit. But when it comes to peace, how do we find peace in a world that looks dark? How do we find inner peace in an environment that there's division and conflict and heaviness and wars and politics and news 24/7? How do we find peace when we have fear and gas prices and grocery prices and medicine, now you can get sick eating salad. Like, how do we find a sense of place where we can trust and go within to our foundation of principle? That regardless of what it looks like, there is only God. And I am an inlet and maybe an outlet of all there is in God. So what I want to share with you today are just some ideas around how we can be a place of peace, how our hearts can be a place of peace regardless of what's happening in the outer. And so I want to share with you an opening idea from Raymond Charles Barker, who was a leader, a minister, an author in the New Thought movement. He studied and was ordained by Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore, and then later went into the New Thought branch called religious science. So there's a YouTube video recording of him giving a talk in New York on how to solve your problems. And he says that problems have answers or solutions, that solving problems using scientific principles, which is the principle of mind and action, which is what Unity was founded on. Mind and action. He says any and all problems can be solved if the individual handles them from the level of consciousness, not running around in the world of form. I don't know about you, but I tend to do a lot of running around sometimes. You know, you wake up and hit the door running, busy with that to-do list. And he says our tendency is to think, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Instead of what can I think, what should I know, and what should I believe? And he says that that's where everything starts. And he goes on to share about how his first spiritual teacher used to say, and this is an important point, there is nothing to do materially, there is only something to know spiritually. As that is our foundation and starting place. There is not something to do materially, there is something to know spiritually. The knowing, believing, and accepting. And he says ideas are answers, not things. So when we have a challenge or a situation, or we have something going on in the world or something going on in our world, there's not something to do materially as first step, but something to know spiritually. He called it correct knowing. And Jesus said it this way, it is done unto you as you believe. So the next thought then, in this looking at peace being possible, peace in our world, peace in our hearts, the next thing to know is the concept of first cause, which is also another New Thought principle. This idea that what we see without and happening outside of us in our affairs, in our lives, and in the world has its correlation by what is happening inside of us and what we think, what we feel, the stories we tell ourselves, and what's happening on the inside. So instead of, when we have situations that we face, instead of praying to a God out there or looking to a God out there, we are going within to our divine power. And we are not being influenced by other people. No matter how good their intentions are, first we are becoming strong, steady, grounded, and centered in the truth of our own being. Do you remember that you have truth within your own being? That you had a purpose before anybody had an opinion? Because sometimes, especially now, like things are moving so fast, like the world is so crazy sometimes that it's easy to forget that I'm a child of God and that I am one with intelligence, that I am one with the energy that creates solutions and higher good. First cause, the source of our power is in our thoughts and our consciousness. Emmett Fox taught that life is consciousness. There is one power and one God. There is not a variety of substances, even though they take on a lot of different appearances. There is one power and one presence. So the opportunity for peace is remembering that. And then also remembering that the truth of who we are is not at the effect of what happens to you. So I'm going to tell you a story. Last weekend, I was preparing for a funeral that I was going to officiate. So I'm already ordained, but it's not through Unity. I'm in ministerial school to get ordained through Unity. It's going to take a little bit because I work full time. I got daughters. They're not young anymore, but I'm still claiming it. I got daughters, so you never stop being a parent, regardless of how old they are. So 4 classes, full-time job. Amina started working this summer, so I have entered into taxi mom stage. So I'm driving her around all these other places. And then also preparing for upcoming talks. I've spoken a lot over the last few months, and I got a few more to go. So last weekend, I'm a hot mess, y'all. I'm stressed. Homework is due. It's Saturday. None of the homework is done for 4 classes. That's due on Wednesday. Work on Monday. The funeral that I'm going to officiate, and so that angst that I talked about in my belly. So I go to the grocery store, because you still got to cook regardless of how busy you are. You got to plan groceries. You got to go get it and load it up and then bring it all home, unload it. So when I come out of the grocery store, I noticed somebody hit my car. So someone either backed in or pulled in, hit my car, damaged my car, and they left. And so I'm coming out, and there's a person next to me, and he says, did somebody hit your car? And I'm like, wow, yeah, it looks like it. Go back into the store to see if maybe they have cameras. Of course, they have one camera on the far end of the building that did not pick up what happened. So I don't know who damaged my car. So then I'm thinking, okay, great. I wasn't quite prepared for this. And what do I do? Proudly, I'll say what I didn't do is freak out. I didn't cuss nobody out. But at the same time, I have this to deal with now. And so figuring out, it wasn't a huge deal. No one was hurt. It was drivable, so it wasn't totaled. So it wasn't really an emergency, but still something that I had to deal with. So I deal with that, moved through the week, moved through the funeral. Was beautiful, by the way, for our beloved Laura Drew. Longtime member here, longtime friend of mine. My heart is still with her. Knowing that regardless of outer circumstances, God still knows how to be God in our lives if we get out of the way and align and allow. Homework got done. Food didn't quite get cooked on that day, but we ate. Nobody starved. And I was left with the thought, how could somebody do that? Like, how could you cause damage to another person and bounce? How, and then you leave me with the aftermath of something that someone else did. So I want to share a note that I took for myself on that, because I was thinking it's not fair. It's not fair. I'm left to fix something that I didn't cause. So here's the practicing principle. I turned from that and remembered that divine mind is inexhaustible source. That if I can get out of blame and shouldas and wouldas and now look what happened and the deductible and the repair and the inconvenience, here's the higher truth. Infinite supply is not diminished because this occurred. The universe has many channels through which my good can still come. This expense does not reduce my abundance. I refuse to let someone else's actions become the author of my inner life. So that's where peace becomes possible in my heart. I may not be able to control what another person does, but I can control how I feel about the God in me and what's next and happening and what is possible. And if God can create healings and blessings, I don't think fixing a car is going to be a whole lot of problem. I don't think getting you to your good and the peace that you're wanting to see in your family, in your lives, and your homes is going to be difficult for the all-knowing one intelligence and one power. What do you think? The heaviness that you feel, let's set that aside. It's not ours to carry. The confusion, the difficulty that we're moving through, let's set that down. You're too beautiful, too glorious in God to carry the world and its many opinions and thoughts. We are one with the Christ. We go to God mind. In returning to principle, we come to that place where we know that life is consciousness. I am the action of God. I embrace my inherent worthiness. I believe in my own power. And divine order is active. Divine peace, divine justice. So peace is not a place where there is an absence of noise or an absence of difficulty or hard work. It means being in the midst of those things and still being calm in your heart. Ooh, that's not easy, but that's our work. We do not have to let situations and appearances control our inner life or what we think is true and possible for us, for new goodness. Right now, I know that, I don't know if you all have heard it, but there is a story of a young black man that went out with 3 white friends. The friends came home. He didn't. They found his body a couple of days later. And I'm not saying that for jump scare effect, What I'm saying is, in a world where it looks like there is injustice, where it looks like there are things that are happening that is not fair, don't forget that there is still one power and one presence. That there is a rearranging of thoughts and conditions to get us to a higher level of operating, to get us to a higher level of being. Have you noticed? Old systems are not working these days. Old ways of being, expressing, and interacting with other people, that stuff is crumbling right now. And so our job is to return to the inner presence and power. That stuff does not have power over you. And what is possible for you and for your lives and for your families. And so the work then is to be able to face the world and not be of the world. To hold true, which means doing my own inner work, and when I go and get in my car, don't be mad at the person that ran into my car, because I block my blessing. I block what is possible. Nothing can be taken from you. Spirit does not know reduction. It only knows expansion, forward, freer expression. So I'm going to wrap this up. Find peace in knowing that God will always lead you to where you need to be. And in the dark nights of the soul, know that there is always light. There is always divine justice. There is always expansion. Know that peace isn't a distant promise. It's a quiet presence of God meeting you where you are right here and right now. So we don't have to chase peace out there. We can practice the present. Peace can stop being a distant prayer request and becomes our default setting. Ram Dass once said, if you understand enough about where you're going, everything becomes a vehicle through which you become free. Everything becomes a vehicle through which you become free. So take a breath with me. So whatever has been happening in your life, whatever you've been carrying, whatever load, whatever heaviness, whatever prayer requests, yours or someone else's, everything becomes a vehicle for you becoming free. And so we know that, we allow that, we create an opening for it in a deeper, fuller way. So take this knowing, this reminder, this truth with you into your heart. And then as you have situations come before you, see if you don't experience them differently, knowing the peace of God is right where you are. And so it is. Thank you.
This would have been so much easier if I had paid attention in kindergarten. It's those ABCD things. I don't think this song needs a lot of explanation. We're just going to do it, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're either all the way left or all the way right. The only time we meet in the middle is to fight. The rich get richer, the rest of us a little more broke. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Well, there's floods down south, fires out west. You turn on the news and it scares you to death. Give me that hammer, somebody hold my coat. We're gonna need a bigger boat. We spilled wine all over the map, and we keep waiting for the wind to blow. We can't agree on who should be captain. We can't keep this thing afloat. Well, you can't eat this, you can't eat that. Is there anything that's not giving cancer to rats? The safest thing in the air is cigarette smoke. We're gonna need a bigger boat. This is Connie on the piano. We spilled wine all over the map, and we keep waiting for the wind to blow. We can't agree on who should be captain, and we can't keep this thing afloat. Well, we're springing a leak, we're coming apart. We're on the Titanic, but we think it's the Ark. The sharks in the water got me thinking about a movie quote. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger boat.
We now open our hearts and to the effort of flow and giving and receiving. You may share your gift as the ushers come forward, or you can give online at unityoflouisville.org, by text, by mail, or with the QR code on your bulletin or the screen. However you choose to give, we are very grateful. Let us affirm our prosperity proclamation together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. thank you. We affirm these gifts of love and know that they will flow in and through Unity of Louisville, blessing the givers and all those who receive. Now it's time for announcements, and Reverend Bobby will come forward to give those for us.
Yes. This was, we had 30 seconds. Today I decided to go. I woke up this morning and thought, I want to be a kid today. So I wanted to go play with the kids. It's not often that I'm usually up here doing something, and I thought, I'm going to go play with the kids today. And boy, was that a great decision. I got to play with Maggie and Oliver and Simon and Charlie. These guys they're brilliant. Dottie asked them 5 questions. I couldn't even remember the first 2, and they answered all of them with brilliance. So it's so fun. You know, sometimes we have to go back to that child thing in life, right? So anyway, we had to pick out a costume in 30 seconds, and then we played Jenga. And every time we did one, how can we be supported better and be understood better? So it was a great time. So anyway, volunteer sometime up there. It's a fun space to be in, and I'm going to be doing that more. So I also wanted to share with you that we have some announcements, which is the prayer circle will be Sundays, again, always at 10:45. Breaking Bread will be on July 28th. RSVP is required. Don't have a name on here. Joni, what is it? Rubies. It's going to be Rubies. Don't forget our gala is on August the 1st, and the disco evening on the Love Train. There's 3 or 4 tables. I got to confirm that for sure that are left because we added 2. So we were almost completely sold out. So if anyone wants to volunteer for that as well, just letting you know at 10 o'clock the Friday before, which is July 31st, we will be having fun out there. Like, we have got so much Mylar, you won't believe it. So we're going to just have fun with balloons and everything. So if you like to decorate and have fun, come be a part of that. That team is really great, and I usually buy pizza, and we just have a lot of fun. Also, the silent auction items, if you committed to those and signed up, make sure that you see our beloved Karen. We have got some amazing silent auction items in addition to live auctions, so it's going to be great. Also, Judy's leading our women's retreat, which will be on August 14th. They can definitely sign up now, and it all is in place for that. Great. And then also we have, let's see here, I had a couple other things on my phone. Sorry, we had lots of goodies here. All right, so also, let's see here, August 9th meeting. We are going to have as our continuing charge to really connect and understand and know better each of our congregants, and that the board is going to be having a meeting each month for at least the next 3 months where we will just sit down and go over things, talk about things. It will be a more formal business meeting, but an opportunity to share and just get your ideas and thoughts about what works in our church and what doesn't. So we're looking forward to that, definitely to do that. And finally, that's it. Enough. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, Reverend Bobby. It's now time to bless our children. We turn our hearts towards the youth program, affirming that they are learning, growing, and shining as living examples of unity principles. Let us bless them now. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ light that you are. And now it's time for our prayer of protection. Please rise as we say the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. And now let us join in a circle around the church and sing the praise song. And when you return to your seats, please take anything there that belongs to you and any trash that you may have collected. And thank you and have a good day.